Welcome back, Junkies on 106.7 The Fan on a Friday. Love to do Donkeys of the Week on a Friday. It's a quad, by the way, for Cakes.
It doesn't happen very often.
Explain the quad.
I told him I was jealous. For the listeners, the quad, it's like the holy grail.
Yes.
For the Junkies. Let me get the dings ready. It's a Friday.
That's one.
It's a payday.
That's two.
With a ratings bonus.
That's three.
Before vacation.
That's a four.
That is the quad.
It's a rarity.
It's a rarity.
It's like Halley's Comet.
You know what I did? I found a unicorn.
Yeah, you did.
I found a unicorn walking up and down the hallway here.
Of course,
Evie
will be back
on
on Monday. Cakes heads to Kiowa for a week with the Wertheimer clan.
Correct.
How many go down to Kiowa?
It would be my family.
You're five.
My family, plus Kurt's girlfriend.
Ooh.
Making the trip.
So that's six.
We're throwing her in the Ferris minivan, speeding south tomorrow morning. The in-laws and Amy's sister and her family. So it's like 12, 13. It's hard to keep track at this point.
Now, will you buy all your cocktails up here and transport them there, or will you just buy everything down there?
Certain items I will buy here.
Because in certain resort towns, that's more expensive.
Because I get jobbed on them at the local,
right?
At the Piggly Wiggly,
right?
And I'm not making that up. That's the name of the grocery store.
When you go to
Piggly Wiggly,
when you go to Ocean City and you buy a bottle of, say, Kettle One,
yeah,
it's probably 30 or 40% more expensive there than it is here.
But see, I'm not a cocktail guy.
Okay,
and I like craft beers.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll go to the Piggly Wiggly. And I'll find a local craft beer that I like. I'll buy the beer there. But I will buy my water, and my sodas here because they're much cheaper.
That's smart.
Because I'm a little bit of a squeaker when it comes to that.
Yeah, you should be.
All right, time for Donkeys of the Week. 800-636-1067. You want to get in on the Hadid carpet cleaning listener line. We have tickets to go see Dave Matthews Band. We also have tickets to see DC United host Toronto FC on the line. Mine's quite obvious, but to me, the Donkey of the Week is Fred Davis. The Redskins tight end who's with them for 6 years, been suspended by the NFL. You would think they would clean up his act. The latest in a long line of Fred Davis incidents, a guy who's been found drunk and passed out in a car that was pulled over, a guy who's had several incidents. The latest is he runs into his ex-girlfriend at 3 in the morning at The Diner, which is off of 18th Street in Northwest D.C., and he gets upset that she's with the guy who apparently looks like 2 Chainz.
I have no idea what 2 Chainz looks like.
Taps her on the shoulder and says to the guy, "What are you doing with this girl?"
I'm different.
Then he calls her
I'm different. Yeah, I'm
a flat ass bitch or something like that.
Right.
Says she's got no ass. Grabs some dirt and some flowers that are in a hanging planter, throws it at her face. She then tries to get him back with like some ketchup. And it's just a stupid, nonsensical argument. And he's now wanted by the police yet again. Fred Davis, my donkey of the week.
Well, he did turn himself in.
He realized that everybody in the D.C. metro area was looking for him. So he just said, I got to turn myself in.
Of course you do.
This is a bit of a debacle.
Because you're going to spend even more time in jail.
And just the larger point, he's a donk who's had talent and has had big-time salaries in the NFL, and he'll probably never get one again. Not because he's not capable of doing it on the field, but because he's a donk off the field.
Him and Justin Blackman. I have one.
Okay.
Now, Cleveland and Kansas City in Major League Baseball are playing a pretty big series this week. Both chasing the American League wild card, both in the hunt. They're out of it in the AL Central, but they're still playing some big games in terms of the wild card, a couple games back. So Mike Moustakas, who plays for the Royals, hit a ball down the left field line last night that dropped in and looked like it was going to be a double. Now, Ryan Rayburn is the left fielder for the Indians. All right, so he kind of took a bad hop and an awkward spin, and I think he kind of fell down. And then so he turned to throw the ball back into the infield from the left field line, and he threw it right into the ground.
He spiked it.
He spiked it like he had just scored a game-winning touchdown.
I think he made the initial error, too. Like, when you said it took a bad bounce, I think it went off his glove. Like, he tried to make a diving catch.
It was kind of a weird
It went
play.
off his glove, and then he made things worse.
Well, give him A for effort for the diving attempt. But then he picks the ball up. Moustakas is kind of cruising into second, and he turned and he threw the ball right into center field.
I messed it up.
So what does Moustakas do? He scored. They ended up winning by 1 run. Ryan Rayburn's my donk.
All right, my donkey of the week is Dwight Ridgway McInnes Jr., 67 years old. He went to Maryland Live on Monday, which, that's perfectly fine. You want to go gamble responsibly, bet with your head, not over it. I get it. Go inside. He goes inside the casino for a good time. Only problem is he left his 98-year-old mother in the car in the parking garage.
That is funny. What
Because
happened
he
to her?
wanted to go in and split some aces and roll the bones, but he left his 98-year-old mother
In a hot car.
in a hot car. It was 81 degrees outside, and she just left there in the car. When the police found her, I guess somebody walked by and just saw her sitting in the car and called it into the police, a good Samaritan. The only thing that she had in the car with her to help sustain her was an empty soda can. She couldn't help her. She couldn't do anything for herself because she's sitting in a baking car when it's 80-plus degrees outside while her degenerate son is inside the casino probably blowing all of his retirement money.
Wait, now, here's my question. Can't she roll the window down?
Yeah, but it's still hot.
I mean, it's still first of all, it's butt hot.
Okay,
And
but it's a lot hotter if the windows are up. Was it in a garage?
it was in the garage.
All right, well, it's shady.
They said she was
should be able to roll
confined
the window down.
confined to a wheelchair and unable to provide basic care for herself. When
Well,
she
I
was
understand-
approached by officers, she reportedly seemed, this is not surprising, confused and was not able to answer any questions.
All right. Does
Donkey of the
the
week.
guy just say, hey, Mom, I'll be right back. Just chill here for a second?
I mean, he was in there for 5+ hours.
And he was in there for half the day. I'm sorry. I know she's 98, and I know she can't do jumping jacks, but can't she just roll the window down?
Maybe she
Both-
can't.
Both he and the grandma were on heaters.
You know why she can't roll it down? What cars nowadays can you roll windows
can't.
down?
I mean, they're
You can't
electric
roll windows
windows.
down.
I mean, you wouldn't be caught dead in a car with crank windows.
Okay, but I'm guessing this guy's kind of a nubber. So I wouldn't be surprised if he had to roll the window down in his car.
Really a number. He left his nearly 100-year-old mother sitting in a car while he's going in and dancing with the one-armed bandit.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's go
Donkey
to,
of the week.
let's go to Ashburn.
I
Dave,
think she's a donk too.
Dave, you're on with the Junkies. What's up?
Hey guys, so when a beloved family member or somebody famous dies, right? You have like a memorial grave site and all this stuff, and people take care of it, right? So George Harrison has a memorial tree on his grave that gets eaten by beetles. Who takes care of that?
Eaten by beetles?
Yeah, so the beetles ate his tree,
Right.
and of course it's kind of ironic. I think it's funny, but
Of course.
does it happen like overnight?
Jennifer
Like,
Beadle ate his
So
tree.
the beetles ate the beetle.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. It's like, who's taking care of the tree? It's like they're just wailing on the tree and it happens overnight? No, it's like, who's the donkey responsible for that?
Well, honestly, who wants to go hang out with a tree at a grave site? Who's just going to sit there and stop insects from eating it,
Eat it.
destroying it?
Can you feed the tree?
I guess they fed the beetles.
That's a good one.
All right,
Remind me
you know
musical
what?
puns
No,
here.
it's pretty funny. Give
You
him
want
a
to
prize.
hook him up? You
Yeah.
know, we'll hook your tickets to see Dave Matthews Band. Jiffy Lube Live this Saturday. Tickets still available. Visit livenation.com to get yours today. Hang on the line.
Sweet.
You know, when George Harrison has a Nubs tree, did you guys see the mausoleum that Art Modell was buried in? Because the story came out this week that some horrible Browns fan went and desecrated his gravesite. And he went number one, basically, on Art Modell's grave.
Yes.
Right.
I
Did
didn't
you
see,
see-
I did not see the
actual
mausoleum.
site, no.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I think it's bigger than my house. His final resting place. It's gigantic.
Let's go to Gaithersburg.
Someone felt he deserved it.
I guess so.
John, you're on with the Junkies.
Yo, what up, Junks?
Hey, what's up, man?
John?
So basically, my brakes have been acting up right on my truck.
Mhm.
So I go with my cousin to Midas. So I'm talking to the mechanic, and he's telling me that I need to lubricate something. But my cousin, idiot, he overhears lubrication. So I wake up the next morning, and he lubricated my rotors with WD-40.
That sounds like a donk move.
Now, because we know nothing about cars.
Yeah,
we
what's
don't
wrong
know-
with that?
We don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
What's wrong with that? Seriously.
Basically, I have no brakes. I could crash into a freaking tree.
Oh, so the WD-40 is bad for the brakes.
Kicks his
For the
laughing his
rotors,
ass
yeah.
Or
off.
for the rotors, yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Well, I think I probably would have done that too. 'Cause I
All
know
right,
nothing
thank you,
about
John.
cars.
No, you wouldn't have sprayed WD-40 on anything. 'Cause
Yeah,
you don't know where it
I
goes.
I don't know what it does. I wouldn't even know where to find it.
Let's go to JJ in Annandale. JJ, you're on with the Junkies.
and you never walk away from a heater.
You definitely don't.
You
Great
may have
comedy
just,
pyramid.
You know what? If I was you, I would just stop right now because I think you've won. I think that with that comment, you win.
I'm going to give Donkey of the Week to Roger Goodell in the NFL punishment group or whatever. Guy gets suspended for an entire season for smoking a little weed, yet the guy who punches his fiance in the face at a casino in Atlantic City gets 2 games. I don't know what kind of message they're trying to send there, but I can tell you it was the wrong one for sure.
Yeah, we talked a lot about it earlier in the show. Don't get any of these suspensions. If you stomp on a guy, which certainly is not good, but it's within the confines of the game on the field, you get a suspension that's the same as that domestic abuse. Hold on, you're in the running for the last prize, Cakes. We can't just give it away.
I don't know. That heater line was pretty good. Made me chuckle.
But again, Mike Florio had a good point when he said we haven't seen the video of him hitting her in the casino, and Roger Goodell probably has. So that was included in his investigation, and maybe she instigated it. Maybe she was wailing on him for 10 minutes, and he just finally said enough's enough. Now, I'm not condoning it, but I don't know what a typical reaction would be of a guy who's getting hit by a girl 100 times in the face. Maybe that happened. Maybe it didn't. I have no idea, but maybe that affected his decision-making.
Let's go to Germantown. Matt, you're on with
I
the
still
Junkies.
can't get over the heater zing.
I'm gonna be careful when I hit my blackjack hand next time. I'm gonna be careful how I say it in the
It's very
casino.
funny.
Get in a lot of trouble.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
What's up, Matt?
What's up, man?
My donk of the week is Aaron Barrett for that stuff he pulled during the Nationals game before the game even started with the little stare down.
Come on, it was funny, spicing up the game a little bit. That's all.
It was, but come on. And then Jeremy Blevins wants to come and put some sunscreen on me. It was funny, but come on, man. You're a rookie. Come on.
Well, you just admitted it was funny.
It was clearly a bet.
Did you cut him off, or did he
Yeah,
cut
I
himself off?
accidentally hit the button.
Oh.
I was just getting ready to cut him off.
I thought it was funny. I had a chuckle.
Should we come back
It's
and do more
it's
donks?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something you never see in baseball. I've never seen
It
that.
was funny. Brought some levity to the game.
Yeah,
They probably could have done it during the game and people wouldn't have noticed.
Right.
It's just funny to see one guy out there in each dugout when the leadoff hitter's in the batter's
Right.
box, and they still have their cap to their heart, their cap to their chest, and they're just waiting for the other guy to go back in the dugout.
It's a game of chicken.
Absolutely. I loved it.
All right, you know what? We'll do one more call right now, and then we'll give away the final prize. See if Scott in Centerville can out-zing JJ.
I don't think he can do it.
Scott, what's up?
Not much. Me and Buddy were down doing deliveries out of town in Tampa, and we'd finished up our deliveries. Donk is sort of myself. We were driving around town at night looking for a place to stay where there's some bars around it. Couldn't find any. Cop pulled up beside us. I rolled my window down real quick and said, "Hey, could you help us out? Where could we spend the night with some bars around it?" The guy just looked up at me and said, "Jail?" This felt kind of stupid.
That's how funny that was.
Solid.
He's
Thank
still
you,
there?
Scott.
After 15 seconds of crickets, he's hanging on?
I thought you were going to give him the gas face at some point.
No.
Or a rim shot.
The silence was golden.
All right, Cakes, JJ will go get a prize, right? What does he win?
I don't even remember what you gave away first, JP.
We gave away Dave Matthews Band tickets. So JJ gets tickets to see DC United take on Toronto FC. RFK Stadium, July 30th. Tickets still on sale. Visit DCUnited.com to get yours today. Be right back.
Listen to 106.7 The Fan on your